from home experience in the world has started, and without any preparation, that's been, set up before. So it's indeed a very, very tough time we are all going through. We are trying to juggle, we are trying to, manage work, manage home, manage, everything around it. And it is important as employees and as managers to ensure that we communicate very, very effectively at this time. And I have noticed from my own experience that emails just don't cut it. There has to be a continuous effort. People need to talk to each other because we're so used to talking each other in our offices. In the way we work, we depend on teams, we depend on people that we see, all of that. And definitely, these are trying times, and at Softline we are trying to see what we can do to ensure that there's continuity in the way we work. Very little that we have started doing is ensuring that people at all times are connected. They are accessing each other through visually or audio, or have conference call set up. The exchange of communication is ongoing. So this is another small attempt that we are trying to take it to you to tell you what are some of the features that you already have or exploring that can benefit you during this lockdown, right? And I have my team, Jay Kundani, who leads our teams practice, the collaboration platform practice for us offline, and he and his colleagues will take you through. So without any further delay, we are already 6 minutes over, so I would like to move the cursor to Jay to take it forward. Yeah, Jay, over to you.
Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you for your brief introduction. So, hi everyone, this is Jay Kundani here. So, without any further ado, let's start about what is Teams and how we can actually efficiently use it in our day-to-day lives. So, firstly, I'll talk about what is Teams right now. It's basically a very chat-based workspace in Office 365 suite that we already have right now with us. So Microsoft Teams is an entirely new experience that brings people together, their conversations together, and their contents together, along with other tools that we have, which helps us to easily collaborate. We have one-to-one chat, we have group chats, we have teams, we can share files with each other, right? We also have calling features where we can do one-to-one call directly with each other. We can do a group call, we can do video conferencing. So basically, depending upon how we want to use it, we can make different features available along with us, and we can use it as per our own need. We can also use it for socializing purpose. We can use it for actually managing our entire team directly through Teams. We can create different types of teams over here, depending on how what our needs are. We can create team for human resources, where entire human resources, entire team can be a part of it, and they can discuss regarding different strategies they want to apply for that year. We can have the IT team where they can support each other depending on how what all next steps are there for IT for for the next fiscal year, for example. You can discuss on budgets. Depending on your requirements and your needs, we have teams to ourselves, and we can use it as per the best way we possibly can. Now, the next thing I'll move on to the first 10 things that we should do when we start using Teams. These are the very basic things that you should actually take in your day-to-day life, so that it makes it more easy for you and makes it more relevant, and helps you achieve your goals and saves your time at the same time. Okay. The first thing that we should do is start with the very basic thing, that is chat. So we can, when we go to chat, we have the options to do a one-to-one chat or a group chat. So when we initiate a chat, at the same time, what happens is the person also tries to use it, because they have to communicate with us, right? So it gives a very basic understanding of how chat works and what all things do you have in chat. We will be showcasing all these features during the next continuing course, where we will be showcase the entire demo to you. But first, I want to take you through few things that makes it more easier for us to use it. Next, you can use it from laptop, you can use it through phone. So I suggest to that we should download it on our phones at the same time, so that irrespective of if we are offline on laptop, we can at least communicate with people through the phone directly. Next is like we should go big, like make teams, make entire department-wise teams, make a team for all the employees, so that they get a hub or a space where they can actually communicate with each other. They should also get to know that there are many more people than our only department that we have. We can create cross-functional teams also, right? So making it big makes it more relevant to people in a way that they get to communicate more oftenly, and they'll know about other people in their organization rather than only the ones they work with. Next is I will emphasize on customizable channels. Customizable channels basically, the reason I'm emphasizing it on more because everything, if we chat under a single channel that we have, makes it more cluttery. Like everything from the first message to hi to the entire conversation where we discuss things out, makes it more cluttery. If we customize channels and bifurcate channels based on our needs, it will bifurcate each and everything for you, like for your file, for the way the topics you discuss. So the hi, hello, good night, good morning things will be in the general channel. That's okay. But based on what you need, what you intend to discuss will be separate, which will help you out at a later stage when you actually want to understand and find few more things in the later period. Next, you can add more channels, and depending on your need, and you can add apps to those channels. And those channels are basically, those apps are basically the ones that you can use it for document sharing purpose. And if you have Word, Excel, you can work on the Word, Excel files. If you have the PDF, you can share PDFs. They can view that and they can understand it.
So apart from that, once you start adding apps to these channels, what will happen? You will be able to use it to the way you want it, to the way you need it. Basically, if I want to share a project file, I will add the Excel file first, so that from the draft version to the final version, there will be only a single file that will be used by me at any given point of time, and by my colleagues too. So you have such things like Power BI, you can use PowerPoint, you can have a planner also. The planner can be used to maintain your day-to-day task with yourself and along with your teams also. You have other third-party applications like Poly and etc. Depending upon your company allows it to use it. Next is basically I'll suggest. So every team has something known as OneNote, right? So OneNote is basically used for collating each and everything that you guys do inside the team. Like if you are doing a meeting, you can collate the meeting notes under the OneNote, and at any given point of time, you can go to the OneNote, and anybody from your team can go to the OneNote and refer to that meeting notes and work accordingly. So all the meetings that you do for a specific team can be collated inside OneNote, and you can use it at any given point of time. So it makes it really easy for you to understand your goals, next steps that you have to do, follow-ups, and everything. Next, one thing that I want to specifically say is like you also forward your email communications directly to teams. So there is a way where you can copy the email address of the channel, and once you are sending a mail that you also need, that should be a part of a team, and they should also be like sent out to a team, and everybody inside the team should also know. You can copy that link from the channel and you can paste it in the like the to or the CC section, and the mail will be actually logged inside the channel, inside the chat, and you can like view it in a proper format also. Now, apart from the essential services that we require, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We also have third-party services, something like GitHub. You can use Poly, you can use Trello, Bing News, Twitter, YouTube. So all these third-party apps, what makes it more interactive, more attractive, and more social kind of feeling it gives to you, so that you can use it for your own socializing purposes also, and not only for just business needs. So that sometimes you need to talk to someone and you need to share a news with them, then you can obviously go to Bing News and like fetch the article and just share with them directly over here. And let's say there is a scenario where you actually have to address everyone. So we use mentions to if you want to address people. Now, instead of mentioning everyone specifically, we have a way that we can mention everyone using a single team name. What we have to do is very simply type @ and the channel name or the team name, and put a space and then type the message that you want to send. Once you do that, every team member will be notified about the message that you have sent right now. So next I'll cover a few things on a quick start guide level, you can say, and it gives you a brief look and feel about how the team's application looks and what all things are there inside. And after which we will go to the demo session. So on the screen that you can see right now is the basic first main screen of Teams. At the top, you can have the option of new chat. And on the left navigation pane, we can see activity, which is our notifications. Then we have chat, we have Teams, calendar, calls, and files. And below that, you can see 3 dots, which means basically those are our personal level third-party apps, which we can use directly. And it will specifically for me only. And the next is the Teams navigation, where you can see all the teams that you're part of or the teams that you have created along with the channels. And below that, at the very bottom, you have joining or creating a new team. Once you click on that, you will be taken to a next page where you will have the options to join or create a team. And the next is the team actually where you are a part of, and you can see market project team, and below that we have a channel which is research and deployment, over where I can see all the files that have been shared with me. We have communications, conversations, we have replies over there. So this is the main screen that you will see on the Teams when you are actually a part of a team and when you create a team. Next is basically how you log in to team. When you open the Teams, you enter your company provided email address. Once you log in, you can start a new conversation by going to the Teams and we're going to a specific team, going to that specific channel, and entering something that you want to send to the person, or you can go to the one-to-one chat and you can send it from there. Now, let's say if you are when you're inside a channel and you want to do a very instant meeting, you have an option at the very bottom, below the conversation page, below the conversation pane, where you can see. Once you click on that, you can start an instant meeting with your team, the part of your team, and they can join the meeting very instantly without you being actually sending them an invite. So that's how a very ad hoc meeting with a team happens. On the next, we have how to make video calls and conversations. So when you go to any chat option, like when you search for a peer, when you click on the name and when the chat option opens up for you, at the top right, you will have the option to do a video call and a voice call. And now the beauty of it is, even if you start with a voice call, you can switch to video call at any given point of time. And even if you are switching or starting with a video call, you can switch to audio call at any given point of time. One thing that we should always remember is that inside the team, when we are a part of a team and there are multiple conversations happening, we should always use the reply option if you are replying to someone and not use the start a new conversation. Now, what happens if we start a new conversation? It breaks the relevance of the message thread that is going on. And at a later point, when you actually have to search something regarding the same, you will only get the half part of it till the replies that are already there in the message thread. So I'll suggest please use the reply option to when you actually want to reply to a conversation, not how we do it on WhatsApp, like typing a new message altogether. If you want to if you want to send a specific message for a specific person, use mentions. Like it's very simple. Type @ person's name. It will come in the suggestions. Select it and type the message after that, and you can send it. And the person will be notified that you have mentioned the specific person in a message. Now, more on a socializing way, we have emoticons, which are a bit of a live emoticons. You can say you can use memes. You have GIFs and stickers. But I'll add to that the few of the stickers are actually editable, and you can customize the stickers as per your own need. Now, once you come to the main top, the first icon that we have inside a team, that is activity, you will see the feed. The feed is basically all the notifications that are for you. If someone has mentioned you, called you, you have missed call, if you have replies, if someone liked your message or anything. So that comes under the feed, under the notification section. I'll showcase this adding a tab to a channel in the demo section directly, and you will understand how to actually use it and where to use it. Sharing a file. Below the start a conversation line that we have, you will always see an option of attaching symbol where you can use your recent files or attach on the computer, or other way is directly drag and drop the file into the chat section, and you will see the file is being uploaded directly and you can just directly send it. Now, working with files along with your colleagues and along with your peers is one of the main things that we have in teams, where you actually do a co-authoring. When you share your file, you open the file and multiple people can work on the file at the same given point of time, avoiding the need to specifically send file to multiple people at different times. This is more of an interesting thing right now, which is a search option that we have. Search option is very modified way to filter out things that you're actually looking for. Like if you start searching with a word, let's say teams, it will list out all the things that you guys have done where the word team has been specified. And after that, you have multiple filters over there. Like if you want to find it, who has sent it to you, was it in a chat or in a channel? Do you remember the date? Like it was last week, yesterday, a month before, a year ago, or was it as part of a specific team or a specific channel? Was someone has mentioned you? Has someone attached a file to that? So that level of bifurcation we have file search option. And lastly, we have a personal app space where you can do it for your own self. You can like add a planner for your own self to manage your tasks. You can add a stream where you can see the videos that you have uploaded or the videos that have been uploaded for you. You can use the OneNote directly, where you can maintain all the to-do list for yourself and other and maintain some workbook kind of thing. One important thing that I'll take up right now before we move on to the demo session is the part of audio conferencing. So currently, we know that in case there is a scenario where someone doesn't have the internet access, how will the person join the meeting? We have been asked this question a lot of times, and we still get these questions right now. So we have audio conferencing feature for us currently available with us right now. So which is commercially available in 72 countries. We have dial-in numbers. So at the bottom, if you can see an image that I have attached, which says join Microsoft Teams meeting, and it gives the number toll free and toll number with us with the conference ID, is actually how it looks in the Teams. So since we being a part of India organization or APAC organization, we can change the numbers, default login number according to our own need. Like if I am from Mumbai, I have the option to go and select a dial-in number of giving it Mumbai. If I'm from US, I have the option to select from US. If I'm from Hong Kong, I have the option to select Hong Kong. All we have to do once we want to join the call is dial in the number. They'll ask for the conference ID, enter the ID, press hash, and they'll let us in the meeting directly. So irrespective of if I'm having bandwidth issues or if I'm like low internet or I don't even have internet with me right now, but I'm traveling somewhere, I can directly use the call-in function and I can join any meeting at any place at any given point of time. So next we'll move on to live demo and I'll hand it over to my colleague right now. So Samruti and Jyoti, you guys can take it forward.
Thank you very much, Jai. Hi, everyone. So I'm showing you the live demo of how the actual dashboard of Microsoft Teams will be looking like. And as and when you log in into the Microsoft Teams, what are the features you will be able to explore and how you can make use of each and every feature. I'll showcase one by one. As soon as you log in into the Microsoft Teams, so this is the main dashboard, how it will be looking like for each and every one. So on the left side of the panel, we will be able to see various functionalities, which says like activity, chat, Teams, calendar, calls, and these are the 3 dots. I'll explain you one on one. So the very first option what we have over is activity tab. This is something like as and when you get any kind of notifications from any of your colleagues or any of the external users. So the action what you have to do it that will get notified on this activity tab. So even if you are not online into the Microsoft Teams, you need not to worry like I'm not online, I have missed some particular chat or something. So that will directly come and sits in your activity tab. So as and when you log in, you will be able to see what is the missed out conversation and what you have to act on that particular thing. What all the conversations you will be getting it from your users or any of the external users. So that will come and directly sit over here and you will be able to search out based on the filter options what all is available on this. This will list out what all the activities you have done and what all the conversations you have got it from your teammate. So that is the first option what we have in Microsoft Teams on the left side. The next option what we have is chat. This is something like what all the chats you will be doing within your internal team and what all the chats, what all the calls you will be attending with the external conversations also that will get listed out over here. On the recent tab, if you click on what all the conversations you did recently, that you will be able to see. And this chat is something like you need not to worry, like what and all the chats you did from the beginning till today, you will be able to see without any discrepancies. And here is a contacts tab where you will be able to see what all the contacts are there in your particular list and what all the chats you can immediately start off with that you will be able to see in the contacts tab. And we have the filter option also. You can just filter any particular chat and you will be able to identify the particular search option by pressing a keyword. So if any matches are there particular to your search, it will be able to showcase over here. And if you want to start a new chat, you can just click on this option, new chat, click over there, and you can just give any of the person name. It will show you who is the person you are identifying to start a new conversation with. You can just select that particular spoke and you can start the conversation right from here. Since I am conversating with an external user, it is giving me an option over here saying like you are conversating with an external person. So if you are just doing any conversation with your internal user, you will not be able to see this notification. And this is the audio call option what we have. We can directly start any kind of audio call with the conversation we are doing with a person to person chat. As soon as you click on this audio call, you will get connect with a voice call with that particular conversation. And you have the option of video call also. If you click on video call, you will be able to start with a video call with a particular conversation, whomever you are chatting. And if you are if you are starting with your, if you are conversating with your internal spoke, you will also get an option over here which says share your screen. So that option is hiding right now because I'm chatting particularly with an external user. That's why I'm not getting that option. So if you are chatting with your internal user, you will get that option to start a chat and share your screen. On the left side, I will be able to see what all the recent chats I have done. And if you see these three dots, you will get various options specific to your particular chats. So you can just mark any particular chat as a read or unread. If you have a list of 100 or 1000 list of chats, you can just mark it as per your convenience. And if you click on this option of pin, that particular chats will get highlighted as important and it will be pinned as an important task. And you can just add any particular chat to your favorite contacts. The person who is actually in the chat will get added to your favorite contacts, and you can just click on starting a chat by using just one option. You can just mute this particular conversation even, and if you don't want to see this chat in the list, you can just hide this chat too. So these are the various options what we are having it currently with the chat options. And next, I'll move on to the next functionality, which is very important if we consider Microsoft Teams as a communication and collaboration tool. That is Teams. Teams is something like, if you are actually in an organization, so let's say you are handling multiple teams and you want to create and have a particular chat with each and every team separately. So what you can make use of is you can just click a particular option of join or create a team over here. So you will get an option of create a team or join a team with a code. Create a team is something like what you can do by yourself. You can create one particular team and you can select who are all the members should be there in that particular team. Join a team with a code. This is something like if you have a code of any of the other team, you can just use that code and you will be able to join that particular team. I'll show you how you can create a team. Just click on this particular create team option. It will give you an option to build a team from the scratch or create a from. Build a team from the scratch, and here you will get an option of 3, that is private team, public and org-wide. Private team is something like where you can restrict yourself who all should be the members of that team. And if anybody external wants to join that particular team, means they need some specific access to join that particular team. They will not be just able to join the team as it is without your permission. And the next what we have is public team. So if you just click on this, anyone in your organization will be able to join that team. And next what we have is org-wide. So this is something like everyone in your organization automatically joins, even notifying the team owner, they will be able to join the team. So it's always recommended to go with a private team so that as a team owner, you will have the specifications of who is joining and who is not, who should not actually join into the team. Currently, I'm creating with a public team. So if we will be giving the team name, what we want to give for that particular team, and we'll click on create option. It is just creating the team, what we have given into the team name. And once we have done with the team name, we can add the members over here. So we should have a specific idea of who are all the members I should add into this particular team. Let's say you are creating a HR team, so you should have only HR team members into that particular team. I am selecting the team members over here. It is not showing me. because I'm creating a private team over here, so I have to select one team who is actually from this particular organization. It is not like immediately as soon as you create the team, you have to join the members along with the creation of the team. You will get an option to join the members even after the creation of the team. So currently you can skip over here. So if you can see on the left panel, we have created the team Softline Teams. So that team is getting highlighted on the left side of the Teams tab. And this is the default channel which gets automatically created as soon as we create any particular team. If you click on these three dots of the teams which we have created just now, you will have all these options. This is something related to the settings, what and all we have to do from the teams. It is giving you an option for hide. So if you don't want to see this particular team into your main list of functionality, so you can just hide this team. You will have an option of manage team. If you click on, it will give you a settings option which related to the particular team. So if you have added any of the members over here, you will get an option of add member. You can just add the members currently from here also. I have given one username who is actually not inside this organization. So it is giving me an option like we did not find any matches. And if you click on, so currently it is showing me as a owner since I have created this particular team. So MOD administrator is showing me as a owner, and you can just change the role of this. Whether you want particular spoke as a owner or member, you can just choose it from here. Next, what we have is channels option. Channels is something like what all the channels you can have in one particular team. Let's say you are creating a team for HR team. So in the HR, there are like various topics we'll be getting it. For recruiting and for recruitment, we can create one particular department. If we consider recruitment as a one particular department, we can have a separate channel for that particular recruitment. And if we consider confirmation as one particular department, we will have separate channel with a separate spoke owners for that particular team. So currently, since we are having only one channel as a general, it is listing me general as a channel. If you want to have any number of channels, if you want to add any channels under this particular team, we can just create that. We have the option over here called as add channel. If you can just click on, we can add another channel. We can give the channel name. So we'll get an option over here like privacy. So for whom all members you want to give this channel access. So you will get an option accessible to everyone on the team, accessible only to a specific group of people within the team. So you'll get all these options. If you click on accessible to everyone on the team, whomever you have added as a members into particular this team, all of them will be able to have the access to this channel which you are creating right now. If you select this accessible only to a specific group of people within the team, you will get an option to select the members whomever you want to be in this particular channel. Let's say you have added 10 members in this team. Out of the 10, you want to give access only to 5 people. So you can just select the members from here, whomever you want to give the access for this channel. And click on next. Since I have not added any members over here for this particular team, actually it is not allowing me to add the members for this. Select the members from here. So if you have added the members in the beginning of creation of the teams, you will get an option to select the members. And if you don't want to select any members, you can just click this particular option. Before we were able to see only general as a channel, and we have now got sales plan, which we have created just now as a channel. Since I have selected as a private channel, I'm getting this option over here. And as soon as you create the channels, you will get an option of 3 dots, and what and all the settings you wanted to do within that particular channel, you can just do it right from here. Channel notifications, if you click on allow new post, whether you want to show it only on the banner, I mean you want to show it only on the app, or you want to show it only in the feed. So these kind of notifications you can control actually from here. Include all replies option is there. Channel mentions, notify me each time whenever this channel is mentioned. You want to get notification or not. Whenever you are mentioned from any of the external users, or whenever you are mentioned from any of your colleagues, so you want to have that mention notifications or not, and where you want to put that notification, you can just choose it from here. And if you don't want to hear that, you can just click on off option. And what all the settings you will be doing it, you can just click on save. That's on the channel notifications. And next option what we have is manage channel. This is again like related to the channel, what all the settings you can do. If you want to add any kind of guest, let's say you have a channel and you want to add the external user as a guest with the restricted permissions, you can do it from here. And if you want to do any role changes specific to owner or member, you can do that also from here. And next what we have is settings options. This is something related to this particular channel, what all the settings we can do for this specific channel. As a member, what all the permissions you want to give it to your team members, and at mentions options, what all the things you want to give. You have the fun stuff related settings also. So as per your convenience, you can just do it. What all the actions you want to do, what all the actions you want to give to your team members, what all the things you don't want to give it to team members. So all these settings, you can just do it right from here. Member permissions, if you consider, allow member to create, update and remove tabs. You want to give it to your member or not, you can just check it or uncheck it from here. And at mentions, choose if at channel mention is allowed or not. You want to give that feature of at mention to this team or not, that also you can restrict from here. So that is related to the settings of the channel. What are the settings you can do it from there. And the same options we are getting it as we click on the 3 dots of the team's name. So currently we are on the teams of Softline Teams with the channel name of Sales Plan. We are currently working with this channel. It is just showing on the top side. As soon as you click on any particular channel, you will get 3 options of post. This is something like what and all the conversations you will be doing it within this channel. You will be able to see that, and what and all the other conversations you are doing with your team members, and what all the replies they are doing it, each and everything you will be able to see under this post tab. And if you want to type any kind of messages, you will get an option of various formats. This is similar to like how it is available in other applications too. You can just make use of what and all the options available over here. And if you want to keep it as highlighted, you can just do that also. And the next one is attach option. So if you want to attach or share any kind of files over here, you can just click on this option of attach files, and it will give you an option of whether you want to attach it from your local desktop or you want to attach it from the OneDrive. So as per your file where it is located, you can select the location. And this is something kind of emojis, GIFs, stickers. You can just select from here. And this is something like Meet Now option. As soon as you click on this, your video call will get generated, and you will be able to have the video call with these team members. Whoever is there in this particular team, they all will get notification for particular video call is getting generated. So they will be able to join in. And if you want to have the praise for any of your team members, you can just do from this option. This is something like if you want to particularly specify any of your team member for the applause or something kind of things, you can just do it from here. And here, over here, you can select for whom you want to give this applause to. As soon as you select the name over here, that particular spoke will get that praise, and every team members will get notification of who you have appraised. And this is again like app related, app integration. I'll take you in detail with the next, as I will be explaining on the app integration part. That is on the post, which is available as a default tab under the channel. Next, what we have is files tab. This is something like what and all the files you will be sharing within this particular team. That all files will get listed over here. So let's say if you are working on one particular project and you want to have a real update of what all the team members who are working on that particular file. If you want to have a real update and you want everyone to have their inputs into that particular file, you can just share that file over here, and you will be able to see whoever is updating, that will get saved automatically. So you will have the updates from all of your team members. If you want to have let's say you want to have the review with all your team members of 5 to 6, you can just upload that review file over here, and you can ask your team members to fill that particular sheet. As soon as they put their inputs directly over here, you will be able to see all the team updates. So you need not to worry like you have to approach each and everyone individually and you have to share the file with each and everyone. You will just have the team update over the file automatically from here. If you want to add any file particularly, you can just click on new option and you can just choose whichever file you want to add in for this particular team. This is again the upload option. If you want to upload any new file, you can just click on that and select the file, and your team members will be able to see that file for the further actions. Or you will get a link from here again, copy that link, and you can share the link also with your team members. So they will be able to access the file from that link. And again, there is an option of download where you can directly download the file. Add cloud storage is also there. You can make use of that. And if you want this any particular file to open in the SharePoint, you can make use of this option from here, open the SharePoint. And it will give you a list over here. How you want to just make a view of it, you can do the settings from here. If I want to upload any kind of file from here, I'll just do I'll select the particular file. It is giving me a notification uploading. So as soon as it got uploaded, so each of the team members of this team will be able to see this file. And if any action is required from the team members, they can just directly update it from here. They need not to go out of these teams. So you'll get an option if you click on this files tab, open, copy the link. So you will get a link for this particular file where you can directly share that with the other team members if you want to have their update too. And if you feel like particular file as an important, you can just make this as a tab so that it will be notifying on the particular tab over here. So you can directly access this file from here. You need not to go to files and search for that file. That particular file got added as a tab on this particular channel. If you feel this particular file as important, you can just mark it as a tab and everybody will have the access to have a view of that. And as a team owner, whoever is uploading the file, they will have the option to delete this file if you don't want to share with your team members. And you will have the option of pin to top. If you want to rename, you can do it. Open in SharePoint. Again, if you can just put this file into a team SharePoint or not. So you can just decide based on your requirement. Move option is there, copy is there, more options are there. You can make use of all these options, how you want to collaborate with your particular teams and particular channel. That is on the files tab. Next, what we have is something like Wikipedia. What we have, this is like a default tab which will be available for all the teams and all the channels. So these are the three different tabs which we'll be getting by default: post, files, and wiki. Next, we have an option of plus. If you just click on that, add a tab option, we will get it. So this is something like if you want to do any kind of app integration for this particular team, you can do it from here. So these are the default apps which are available. So if you want to have this integration for this particular team, you can just select whichever you want to, whichever app you want to add it to this particular channel, you can just do it from here. So the very good use case what we can make use of over here is Power BI. Let's say you have a Power BI license and you have some realistic report over there and you want to give as a view to your team members. So if you have that Power BI report shared in your Power BI login, you can directly put that report. You can just click on this Power BI so that your team members will they can actually view the report which you have actually saved in Power BI. That will come and sit over here. So they will have a view of what and all the reports you are saved in Power BI through these teams only. So tab name it is showing me Power BI. If you want to rename, you can just do it. And it is showing actually what all the Power BI reports I have saved in my Power BI login. So you can just choose whichever you want to showcase to your team. You can just select particular. If you have the report over there, it will give you an option to choose that particular report. And if you click on save, they will be able to see that particular report within these teams. So this is a very good use case actually. Power BI, we can just make use of. If you want to give a view of how your reports, which is actually a separate dashboard, so you can just view, you can just actually see the report which is sitting in another website. You can have a view from here only within Teams. Similarly, you can have app integration for other applications also. So these are the different applications we are having, which is available within the Microsoft Teams. As per the thing, as per your requirement, you can just do it. You can make use of it. And if you have any of your website, you want to give it to your team members within these teams only. So you can even do that. If you can just select that web option, website. So it will ask you to give the website link. If you can just put that over here, website name as, let's say if it is something like HR website, you can just post the website link from here. Let's say portal. Okay. We have to give the exact link of that. We can just post directly from here. And if you give the exact link of the URL, then only you will get the option of saving that. If you click on save, that particular website will be accessible within these teams. You need not to go out of the teams to access this website. If you have any of your internal company website or something like that, you can just give the access from here. So who are all the members of this team, they will be able to access any website from here only without moving out of the teams. So these are the different use cases you can actually make use of and which feels you very interesting within this Microsoft Teams. As and when you create any particular team and as and when you added any channel, so what all the options are there, what all the functionalities are available, you can just make use of it. Similarly, if you want to add any other applications or if you want to integrate with any other your internal applications, whatever you are having, you can just do right from here. And we have another use case also, which is very interesting, planner. This is something like if you want to assign any particular task to any of your team members, you can just do it by using this Microsoft Planner. So you can select what task you want to give and you can get an option for whom of the team member you want to give this task and what is the due date. You can select all those and you can assign a task to that particular team member and they will get notification as per the task assigned and they will be getting reminder you have to complete this task. They will have an option. So you need not to worry. You can just assign any particular task by using this planner, and they will be able to complete that task within the due date. So these are the different functionalities available under this Teams and channel. What all the options you can make use of, I have showcased over here. And this is again like show tab conversations. Since I'm on the other tab, it is giving me show tab conversations. You can just click over there. So what all the conversations you are doing in this particular team, you will be able to see on the right side. So you need not to worry like, okay, I'm doing this particular task, I have missed the conversation. So you need not to worry on that. You will have that option also. This is again like expand the tab. You can just do it from here. Open in desktop app you will get. So if you have any particular things or particular file which is actually the things will open through online over here. If you want to have that through desktop app, you can make use of this option, open in desktop app. Copy the link to a tab. So the link which you have made over here as a tab, you can just put it as a copy link to tab. Copy to clipboard, it will come, and you can share that particular link with any of the member you want to have, and you will get details about this tab. So these are the different options available for how you can create a team, how you can add the members, and how you can create a channel, how you can make use of each functionalities within the tab and within the 3 different options what is available within the channel. On the so if you consider on the left panel, it is giving me what all the teams I am part of. So you can easily move off from one team to another team. You can just switch between the teams, and you can select which channel you want to have the conversation, which particular channel you want to share any particular file. So you can easily move off from here. Currently, if I select any particular team and any channel, it is showing me what all the files we have shared with this channel. And it will give you the name as per the file name, and it will give you who has modified and on which date it got modified. That also it will mention over here. So you need not to worry on the updates or something like that. You will get all the updates stored within your Microsoft Teams. That is about the teams, how you can create the team, how you can add the channel, how you can add the team members, how you can restrict the permissions, what and all the access you want to give within your team members. So all those things I have covered with this teams option. So here you have an option of filtering. So if you have a list of 100 to 200 teams, so you can just type by the name. So you will be able to get only that particular team as soon as you click on this. So that is about the teams option what we have. Next I'll move on to the calendar. This is again like if you want to, this will get auto sync with your Microsoft Outlook. So you need not to worry like whether you have scheduled it from Teams or you have scheduled it from Outlook. This is like auto sync. So you need not to worry on any of the mistakes. So you will get an option of new meeting. This is again like if you want to have a new meeting with any of your team members or external users, you can just do it from here. You have the option of meet now also. This is like directly getting the video call with any of the member. So if I click on meet now, I'll get actually disconnected from this current call. So I'm not showcasing that option. So you can click on new meeting. It will this is similar like how you will schedule the meeting. Add title, you can just do it. So you can add the required attendees from here, and you can choose who should be the optional and who should be the required attendees. You can just do from here. So since I'm finding an external user, it is giving like after before it will be showing like no matches found. After that, you'll get an option of invite Deepak Kumar. I mean, it is will give you an option to add the attendee over there. You can just choose who should be the optional attendee also. And you can choose the date, and whichever date you want to have, whatever the timings you have, you can just select that. Whether you want to have this as a recurrent meeting, daily, weekly, monthly, you can select that. And if you want to have this meeting schedule to any of the particular channel, you can choose from here. And if you are not scheduling this meeting to any of the channel, you can just skip that option. And if you have any your Teams room integrated, you can just select the location and you can put the body of the email context over here. And if you click on send, that particular meeting got scheduled. This is how you can create a new meeting schedule from your Teams. You can just see before this notification was not there in my calendar. As soon as I schedule the meeting, it is notifying me over here. So you can just directly go and join on this. This is how you can create any new meeting. You can add your external users as a guest. You can just have your internal spokes also, whomever you want to have the meeting. And as per that, you will be have the various options which is available. You'll get an option of scheduling assistant also. If you can click on the scheduling assistant, you will be able to see whoever is available for this meeting and whoever is not available as per your attendees you have added. And you can also add the required attendees from here also. And again, you can add the optional attendees. You can choose the question from here. This is how you can actually schedule the meeting right from your Teams app. Next, what we have is calls. This is something like what all the audio calls, what all the voice calls you can just do directly. If you want to have any quick update with your team, if you want to have a quick review with your project team or something like that, you can directly make a call directly from here. You can just click on make a call option and you will get an option to have the contact list whomever you want to have this call. This is again like a shortcut button you have to have any voice call within any particular user. So these are the different options available on the left panel: activity, chat, teams, calendar, calls. And this is again the three dots. This is similar to the app integration what I have showed you while covering teams and channels creations. This is again if you want to have any of your app to integrate within your Microsoft Teams, you can just do from here. You can see that particular app, I am able to access it from the left side directly. So before that particular app was not there. As soon as I select any particular app, I'll be able to have that option in the left. You can just make use of each and every functionality from here, how this particular app will look like and what are all the things you will be able to see from here. So that covers the functionalities of Microsoft Teams on the left panel. So I'll just quickly show you the other functionalities also. So this is again like search option wherein you will be able to see if you have plenty of conversations or plenty of teams in your list. If you want to search on, if you want to have a quick search on any of the things, you can just do from here. You can just type the name and it will show you what and all the search related to that particular keyword what you have put over there. So you need not to worry like I have to go and search each and every team to have a particular view of what you are searching for. You can just give the keyword from here and you will be able to see what and all the charts related to what and all the files is there with that name, with that keyword search, all will get display over there. And on the over here you will be just have these apps. This is again related to the app integration which I have already covered. You can do that app integration from here also. And this is something like help related tab. You can just do it from there. Download the desktop app. Since I have joined, I mean the login which I'm showcasing is through the web link. So it is giving me an option to download the desktop app. So if you do not have the Teams desktop app, you can just make use of this option and you can download the desktop app of Microsoft Teams in your system. So that covers the left side functionalities of Microsoft Teams. On the right side, it is related to your profile related settings as an administrator. So if you want to have your profile picture, you can just do it, and you can set your you can set your status based on your availability. If you whatever you are busy, available, do not disturb. So it will directly automatically pick if you are attending any calls. If you want to change anything, you can just do from here directly. Set status message. If you want to have any custom message from here, you can just do from here. And if you click on saved, what all the saved messages you have done, that will get come automatically. Since I have done only one particular chat as saved, I'm able to see that particular saved messages. So what and all the chats, what and all the group, what and all the team names you marked as a saved. So as soon as you click on this option, you will be able to see that particular teams. And next is settings option. It will give you an app related settings, like how you want to have your background theme for your particular team. So you can just choose that. As per the changes you do it, you will be able to have a preview immediately. And this is again the privacy thing you will be able to get. And notifications, how you want to manage it. You want to get it only over here, or you want to have the notifications on the email also. You can put that control from here. This is all like personal related settings. You can do it for your own profile. It is giving you an option of settings for all the functionalities, meetings related, calls related, messages related, mentions related. So as per your convenience, you can just custom your settings right from here. Yeah, with this, I'm covering the live dashboard with all the functionalities explored, what and all the functionalities available, and how you can make use of it. So with this, I'm just handing over to my colleague Samruddhi, who will be showcasing you what all the best practices you can make through Teams. Samruddhi, over to you.
Thank you, Jyoti. So as we have seen that Microsoft Teams is a powerful platform, and it facilitates collaboration and serves as a central communication hub for all businesses. And you can also integrate some of the existing solutions inside this Microsoft Teams. So while it is simple to use, Teams has different options and has many unique features and integration. So following some recommendations will make it very easy for you to leverage Teams to its full extent. So we'll just look at some of these. Add teams gradually. So when you first roll out Microsoft Teams, we recommend you to start using with a small number of teams and team members. And then as you go, you start adding new people and new groups. The great thing about Microsoft Teams is that whenever you add new people inside any particular team, they can quickly get up to speed with what is already been discussed, as they have the entire conversation history and files that are available irrespective of when they join. So you can avoid creating a bunch of teams that have same set of members, and you can instead create different channels in a single team. Next, you have create channels to focus discussions. So once you've created your team, it's a good idea to start to think about the different projects and types of conversations that your team members need to work on and support. So channels within a team needs to be thought of as topics of discussions or the projects that you are going to work on. So you can create initial channels so that people know where to contribute and to find existing conversations. You can use descriptive channel names to make it easy for people to know where to go for each conversation. Like for example, if you can see in the picture right here, you have a general, and then you have launch, designers, and team fun. So you can just go into any particular channel. It is very self-explanatory. Anything related to launch, you can just go into the launch channel and have all the conversations and data right there. You can create a team with a large set of members and then create channels based on the different topics and projects that they work on. You can there is no specific number of channels that should be created, but each team should have channels based on the work priorities and style that they work in. So you can use standard channels for conversations where everyone are a part of, and then you can take advantage of the private channel feature in Teams where you need a focused collaboration space with a select group of members. Next, use the general channel. The general channel is created by default whenever you create a new team. Now, there are different purposes to this general channel. You can use it to share an overview of what the team wants to achieve, such as a project charter or who's who in the team. So you can have all the details about the team, saying that this is the goal of the team, these are the goals that we need to reach, and these are the members that are part of this particular team. So all of this general information can be part of the general channel. You can use it for new team member onboarding and other information that a new team member would find useful. So whenever a new person is added into any particular team, so you can have information inside the general channel which will help the new members come up to speed on the workings of the particular channel. And you can also use a general channel for general announcement that you want to share across the entire team. Just a quick note regarding general channels is that you cannot remove, rename or unfavorite the general channel. It will always be there. Next, you have consider setting up moderation in your channel. Sometimes there might be cases wherein you don't want all the members to have the access of posting inside a particular channel. So as team owners, you can turn on moderation for a channel to control who can start a new post and reply to post in that particular channel. When you set up moderation, you can choose one or more members to be moderators. A quick tip right here is that team owners are moderators by default. Next, you have the use shared calendars and planners to coordinate. Now, rather than having to repeatedly connect and coordinate, users can instead get at a glance view of whatever their schedule is on their dashboard. So, but for this to be effective, it needs to be consistent. So all the employees and supervisors need to be encouraged to add everything on their calendars and planners as they progress and as they work together. The more features that are used, the more employees will begin to rely upon calendars and planners. So teams will show employees the relevant deadlines, event, and other things on their schedule, keeping them informed without having to continuously check in. So on a single click, you can see your entire schedule for the week, the month, the day, and you can see whatever deadlines you have. It also gives you the features of getting notifications for any upcoming deadlines. For managers alike, it will become easier to see who has already been allotted a task and who needs to be given one. So even the managers get an at a glance view of all the tasks that are assigned to different people and the status of those particular tasks. Next, you have keep your naming conventions consistent. So naming conventions are critical when organizing teams, emails, and data. So since So for example, you can have a team's IT, team sales. So the naming convention should be consistent across your entire organization, and the team name should be clearly descriptive of the team's purpose so that the employees can quickly and easily scan their channels and understand what each of them are about. So it is easy to communicate and navigate in these particular teams when you have a set naming convention. It becomes difficult if you need to change them later. So it is advised to start using and having a set naming conventions as you start deploying Microsoft Teams. Next, you have a create process for creating and removing teams. Now, if you don't want employees to start creating new channels and new teams whenever a new initiative or a new project starts, this situation might become very confusing very quickly. So likewise, you don't want new teams and channels for small projects or brief projects. So they should be reserved for larger initiatives. So you can create an approval process for making the new teams. This can be as simple as getting approval from a manager, and it doesn't have to be complex. So it just makes sure that people aren't creating new teams every day, and it also becomes easier for the admins to manage Microsoft Teams. So for data management and security purposes as well, you should make sure that there are processes for managing team. For most teams, only employees who are strictly needed should be included. This protects the potentially private and confidential data, and while also making sure that employees aren't overwhelmed with information that is not relevant to them. So instead of having different teams and different new teams, where it becomes confusing even for the employees to keep a track of what team is for which purpose. So teams should rarely overlap, as in each team should have a specific purpose so that the data isn't replicated and employees aren't confused about which team they should be posting in, and thus it will prevent from the wrong data being posted into the wrong channels. Next, you have the option of controlling options such as meme, GIFs, and emojis. To improve the teamwork and collaboration, Microsoft Teams provide conversation options such as meme, GIFs, and emojis. But if you find the need that you need a more professional atmosphere and the employees are finding this as a distraction, you can regulate or remove them. But do note that some people find these types of communication options as an easy way to communicate with their team members, making teamwork easy and making it easier to interact with people as though they are in person. So as an admin, you can experiment with restricting these options, or you can even simply remove some of the more distracting or unprofessional options. So this will help in you keeping the conversations focused on professional matters. Next, you have take advantage of Microsoft Teams integration. So as you saw, we can integrate different third-party solutions as well as Microsoft Teams, Microsoft's own solutions inside Microsoft Teams. So you can integrate, for example, Salesforce inside the Microsoft Teams, and by integrating these solutions directly into Microsoft Teams, it makes it possible to improve productivity across the entire organization. Your employees can access critical information and features from the Microsoft platform itself, so they don't have to switch between different platforms as you go. So you can go through the array of applications that Microsoft Teams provides you to integrate with them, and you can determine which one that your business needs and uses, and you can integrate that with Microsoft Teams. So Teams is a powerful tool that can be used to bring employees across the organization together. It is a very great collaboration tool, and it has a main goal to ensure that the employees are on the same team. Now, following some of these Teams practices will help you and your employees connect more effectively than before. And now, as we are facing some of the some challenging issues of working from home and having remote productivity, here are some few points wherein how you can improve your remote productivity. So how to maintain social interactions. Instead of calling with voice only, activate the video. So making your calls as a video calls makes it as though you are there in person. It gives that sense of availability. Then you can have a chat or a channel dedicated for some interactive fun. So you can have an entire channel dedicated to all the fun and the general conversations that your team can have, and they can have a conversation as though they're present inside the office. You can check if there are co-working spaces close to your location and meet new people. And you can replace 1 minute email with a phone call a day. So instead of sending an email a day, you can just simply click on one button and have a phone call, a Teams call with the person, with your colleagues, and make it a little bit more personal. Next is how to manage your availability. So set your status accordingly in Microsoft Teams. In Microsoft Teams, you have the option of setting your status. You can set your status whether you're available busy or in a do not disturb mode, and this will help you and your colleagues to collaborate effectively. They can easily reach out to you whenever you are available. Block and label time slots in your shared calendar when others can reach you. So blocking, you can block and label time slots in your shared calendar, as in let others know that when you are free and when you are when you are blocked, so that they can reach out to you effectively in their free time and you can collaborate together. And set your calendar to visible for your colleagues in general. So you can set your calendars for to visible to your colleagues so that they know when to reach you, what's your schedule, and all of these features will help you in having an effective collaboration with all of your team members. Minimize distraction. So define your own working rhythm and put it in your calendar. So you can define the timings wherein you need to have a focused time, as in you can block a certain amount of time for you to work on your own thing, like replying to emails or something like that. Then you can have a focused dedicated time to have conversations with your colleagues or collaboration with your colleagues. So you can define your rhythm and put it in your calendar, and as you can share this calendar, all your colleagues will know what time they can reach you better. So try not to mix living and working space, as in working in the kitchen. So it is always advised to have a dedicated working place. It may be difficult, but you should avoid having working from your bed or from your kitchen, wherein there are a lot of distractions, and you cannot totally focus on one particular thing. You can have a dedicated corner, set your laptop there and start working there. Mute private and social applications. This is another important thing while working. So you can put your social applications on mute when you are dedicatedly working in a on a particular project or work collaborating with your peers, so that it minimizes the distraction and you can focus, give your 100% focus to that particular task at hand. Arrange a quiet space if you don't live home alone. Discuss with flatmates and family in advance. So as I said, you can have a dedicated area wherein you can sit and work, and you can ask your family members or your roommates to not disturb you in these particular times. Plan home related course to non-office hours or on a different day. So now, as you're all working from home, it is very difficult to manage that balance between home course and office work. So you can plan all the course that are there that you need to accomplish at a time where the non-office hours, like let's say post 6, and you can do that, and you can have a minimized distraction and focused work. Enjoy the flexibility, and the last thing that we want to say is you have the flexibility of joining in from whenever you want and wherever you want. Using Microsoft Teams, you can stay at home and work effectively, collaborate effectively with all your colleagues, and you can enjoy the extra sleep in the morning. You have no rush hours. You can enjoy your own playlist. You get more family time. You don't have to dress up, wear ties or heels, and you can have your own diet. So that is all we have to say for this. Everyone, please stay safe and use Microsoft Teams for better collaboration. If you have any feedbacks and FAQs, you can scan this barcode and you can share your queries. There we also have the Q&A open, so if you have any queries, you can post it there and our team will answer to that. And with this, I hand this over to Deepak. So thank you, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Hope you all are able to hear me. Thank you very much for your time being on call. Hope team has given the session or the teams. It was useful for you guys and might help you to increase your productivity. I'll not take much of your time. Let me share my screen.
Deepak, we can see you. Maybe you would want to introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, thank you very much. Thanks for your time for this session. Hope this session was helpful for you. So I am Deepak. I'm takes care of MW business for Softline. I'll not take much of your time. I'll start with the. Yeah. So here I have mentioned some facts and figures. So we are globally we are more than 25 years old company and having 1.6 billion of overall revenue, operating with more than 50 odd countries, and operating in more than 95 cities across the world. So India, basically we have operating from 8 to 9 cities. So major cities like Mumbai is our headquarter, and the other branches like we have Gurgaon, Noida, Kolkata, Ahmedabad. Here you can see basically we have 4 pillars of our business. One is modern workplace, wherein we'll say the part of your O365, you can say M365, Microsoft 365, intelligent cloud, wherein we'll say public cloud like Azure and other clouds as well. Cyber security, wherein we have a team who can help you out basically to improve your security and this thing, and the service and other IPs, basically services in terms of Microsoft, wherein we have capabilities to do the different kind of migration, implementation, and so. And our IPs like we have certain IPs like both we have created for different segments, wherein you can we help our customers to utilize those bot-based services. So this is our success story in terms of adoption, in terms of teams or other part of O365 area. We have more than 3.5 lakhs of O365 seats. So with different segments of customer, like all segments of customer like BFSI, ITAS and other things, and 600 plus odd customers across the India. This all about the India facts and figure. And we have average 60% of active users in terms of consumption. So if barred any of the technology like in terms of O365 like Teams, Yammer and other stuff. These are the basically few snapshots we have mentioned here, wherein we have delivered such kind of session which team has already delivered to you. And we basically use Teams train the trainer concept, wherein we call different department teams and we educate in terms of how to utilize basically Teams in your environment. So this is our basically few of the snapshot for the customers.
Sorry, Deepak, sorry to interrupt. So just to add, in terms of how our engagement happens is probably conducting various workshops for your business units or IT team or identify certain use cases. It's more of what Deepak rightly said is in terms of train the trainer model is we identify certain key champions within your organization who could actually help you, where we could help them actually get themselves acquainted and then get those guys or the champions start replicating to a larger crowd within the organization per se. And the programs has been quite successful for us because we have seen an average active usage within each organization ranging from probably 23% to close to 60 odd percent. So of that 3.5 lakh seats of Office Repair what we have deployed, we have actually a 60% usage or a 60% consumption of Teams being done because of our various initiatives. So, typically, if the customers would like to engage with us, so probably Deepak, you can just highlight which are the offers we have right now.
Yeah, sure.
Kiran, just to step in. Do you have any use cases of post the lockdown that you would want to share? Some of the things.
So that's what we have captured. So probably so we have built 2 or 3 apps within the Teams as a platform altogether. So something called as Crisis Communication App, which is basically to communicate and input and information across various organization units. So if somebody, a classical example is where we did this for a large pharma organization where there is a lot of travel happening. So what they have done is they have started actually reporting, getting reports from the employees in terms of telling, okay, where they have traveled, what are the types of engagement they have gone through. So a typical COVID-19 checklist is what we have built through, and that's where actually helps them to give certain recommendation or something of that sort, which you have integrated with the Teams as a channel.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so basically we have different offers. In terms of helping you to work from home, like team workshops and trainings, which the teams already has given that session. So we can even extend to your respective this thing within your organization with the larger audience to have this kind of session, so that you can increase your employee productivity in terms of communication. And so then we have different applications, like Kiran has rightly said, that crisis communication app. Basically, you can track your employees in basis of their availability, and so you can even publish your FAQ in terms of crisis, or all those things you can publish with the help of this particular application, which we can build it out for you. And then another is COVID-19 evaluation bot. Basically, bot we can integrate with Teams. It will help again your employees to understand where they are and how they can effectively use of their times, and so. So basis that offers we can roll out to your organization as well, basis of your plan and this thing, what all kind of plan you have, and we can see and roll out the things to you and give the training on Teams, basically to utilize more effectively in your organization. And we basically have one offer is going on wherein we help you to enable Microsoft E1 licenses for 6 months on trial basis, and post basically approval of from Microsoft, and which has even has Microsoft Teams inbuilt, wherein you can utilize Teams for your all the employees for any help and query. So basically, I have seen lots of queries being raised by you guys, and team is already answering all those queries. You can even reach out to us. I have shared 2 contact details, basically nihal.shinde@softline.com and info.india@softline.com. You can reach out to us. We will help you out to utilize Teams in your environment and help adopting Teams in your environment. So, and as I see, there are lots of queries being answered. Still, we are open to take other queries as well, and ready to help you out in terms of your doubts and so regarding the Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, thanks, Deepak. Jay, do you want to put the QR code up so people could scan and
no, they have already started, Himanshu.
Okay,
it's already published. So
I
people are asking questions.
also have. Yeah, thank you again. Thank you very much, all of you, for your time. You can put your queries over the Q&A chat, and we'll happy to help you guys. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Deepak. And while we are addressing the queries on the chat, please use this time. We still have some time left for us. Social distancing does not mean that the teamwork cannot continue. I mean, it just means that we can't come together in a physical setup, but our strength lies in our teamwork, and communication is key to keep it going in such trying times. And then, out of my own experience, while COVID-19 won't be an issue forever, I feel that remote work will continue to be. And what we learned during this time of leading a remote workforce will most likely become a best practice for our companies from here on. Employees, some of our employees are not accustomed to working in-house, and they may feel cut off from time to time from the resources, information, or relationship they need to do their jobs well. So I would recommend that we all should plan more conference calls, more time with the team. So not just audio, maybe audio visual We have internally, started a lot of efforts to keep our workforce, going. We have regular calls. We also have a company-wide, video call that we have started. Very informal, just to keep each other's motivated, because this time is very depressing. Just to be contained because we are not used to it. So, with that, I hope we have been able to help you with some insights on how to communicate and collaborate with your employees while keeping the productivity at its best during this lockdown period. We'll continue to monitor the chat for a little while. And if you have more questions or queries that you remember later on, please do drop in an email to info.india@softline.com or nehal.shinde@softline.com. Both of these email IDs are published on the screen in front of you. Once again, I thank you on behalf of Softline team, and I just hope that all of us keep ourselves safe and we get back to our active, office work as soon as we can. Yeah. Thank you for joining us today. We'll keep monitoring the chat. Feel free to put your questions if needed. Guys, you can still scan the code. We are monitoring the chat session. You can scan the barcode, share your views on the session. Any questions that you have, it only helps us to do better in our next one.
Hello. We will monitor the chat for another 5 minutes or so. So if you still have some more questions, please scan the code and chat with us on the chat that's be monitoring on the side of this. Else, you still have the option of writing an email to us, info.india@softline.com or nihal.shinde@softline.com. We will be ending this webinar in next 5 minutes. So if you have more questions, please feel free. We are still here. The team is here and we are ready to answer any questions. All right, I think we do not have any more questions coming in right now. So let's go ahead and end this webinar today. Thank you again for joining us. I really wish all of you keep yourself safe, and let's continue the teamwork from here on. All right, Jay, we can take questions over email from now. info.india@softline.com and nihal.shinde@softline.com. All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming today. And we hope to have you again soon as we conduct our next one. Bye-bye.